Hello, Crystal Palace. Welcome to the Upper Norwood Library Hub's Library Live Lunch. This is a place to share positive and useful local information, find out about our community in more depth, and keep us all connected during this time. So my guest today is Daniel Stockton, who is a West End singer and organiser of the upcoming West End Night concert that's going to be live streamed through the Upper Norwood Library Hub. You might also recognise him from the cafe in the Upper Norwood Library Hub. So Daniel, it's great to have you. Thank you for joining me today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure. Tell us a bit about your background.
Okay, well, I'm an expat American who's been in England since, oh my goodness, 1996. I was born in Los Angeles, grew up in Kentucky in the Deep South, and made my way on a train to New York City to study at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. Graduated from college and then moved here in 1996 and then found myself in the cast of Les Miserables in 1997. So it was cool. A crazy old time, but worth going through, and I'm glad I'm here.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, so are we.
Thanks.
So just before you tell us about the West End Nights, because you have run several in the Upper Norwood Library Hub, so just before you tell us about those, I'm just going to say hello to the people who are watching. So I know that we have Nick, Carlos, Briar, Ashaki, Tarzan and Chris at the moment. We may well have more. I can't see your names, so welcome to all of you. If you have any questions or comments for Daniel as we go along, please do drop them in the feed of whichever social media platform you're on, and we will read them out and try to answer them. So Daniel, tell us a bit about the West End Nights that you've already run and what was the inspiration behind them?
Oh, the inspiration behind our West End Nights, it was between me and a really dear friend called Briar Scudamore, who's actually, I think, watching at the moment. We were in a pub and talking about ways to bring, I guess, more people out on a Sunday night to a pub. So we came up with the idea of, getting some of my pals together, get a little band together, rehearse it, and put on a West End night. And we did it the first time. It was very, very scary, but it sold out the first time. And we were so delighted. And the response we got from the audience was, well, it was overwhelming. And we thought, wow, Brian and I thought, we've got something here. This is really good. Let's do it a second time. Who are we? Anyway, suddenly we're producers. And so we did it. And I think we did it in a pub in Crystal Palace for a while. Then we ended up kind of outgrew that space. And we needed a bigger space. So we went to the Upper Norwood Library. I said, Briar, go find us a space. We need a big space. And she went, what about the library? And I went, a library? Okay. And so I went and looked at the space and I met Emily Jewell and just absolutely fell in love with the space. And we live there now 4 times a year. So that's how that became that. And since then, we've done 2 sellout performances at the library, one which you attended. Thanks for coming.
I did.
Yeah, it was so nice to have you in the audience. And it's great. We try to have, it's called West End at. I do have a new company called Daniel Stockton Productions, whereby I do want to take this to cruise ships or around the country. We're looking at hopefully doing it in Brighton sometime soon.
Cool.
And spreading out a bit and making that kind of what I do in my twilight years, because I think I might be 50 next year. I don't know. Yeah, gosh, can't believe it. So yeah, that's where we're going with that. But we're definitely feel at home and have a home at the Upper Norwood Library.
Cool. Tell us a bit more about the sort of aims and ethos, or the aims behind the concert.
Yeah, well, I think I call it a mission statement, kind of. And my mission statement is to bring top quality, affordable theater to your neighborhood, and the bonus is that you can walk home after. I mean, it is, when people go to the West End and see a show, it can be quite costly. There's nothing against that. You must go to the West End and you must support theater, especially when it reopens. Because not just the West End, but the entertainment industry at the moment has completely been overlooked. And people are in dire straits. Actors, ballet dancers, orchestrators, choir leaders, stage hands, stage management, props, wigs, makeup. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And these people are really been affected and quite frankly have been overlooked. So yeah, I think it's important for you to go to the theater, but you can't always afford to do that. So what I like to do is bring a little taste of that to your neighborhood and say, hey, you know, we keep our tickets at a very low price. People will say to me, "Oh, I'd pay more for that." I'm like, well, you're more than welcome to, but we're going to keep it. We're going to keep it at the ticket price, which is really sweet. But and it's just a magical evening, and I'm so proud of it. And it's like my baby now, and I'm very lucky to have worked professionally since 1997, and I've just picked up this group of people and friends that are my extended family, the family I chose, which is quite poignant because there's a song in Make Them Hear You coming up called The Family You Choose. So I picked up this plethora of friends who are just insanely talented and who trust me and come sing for us. And it's just so appreciated.
I have to say it was an enormous privilege to come to such a high quality and varied show and be able to walk home, you know, within a ridiculously short amount of time at the end of it.
Some of the people might say.
Stumble. Well, I don't think that was fair on that particular occasion, but you know.
It was really quite close because I mean that was March the 15th, and that was you know, even on the day we were like, goodness. And we took the attitude that the show must go on, but then obviously that changed the following week, and then the shows couldn't go on.
So speaking of which, you actually did have to make the decision to cancel the June concert, didn't you? And that must have been devastating.
Yeah, and very bittersweet because it was the first time that we were going to get to bring you and your wonderful choir to speak with us. And just, I think the idea that you and I had, like, to have some of the West End singers and I've heard your choir. They're phenomenal.
Oh,
they really are. And I try not to interrupt, but I know when you guys are there on a Tuesday, I sneak and listen, and it just gives me goosebumps. So I was really excited about having you guys join us in doing it. And so that's what's sad. But hey, we've got Make Them Hear You on March the 26th at 6 p.m.
Yes.
Now, Make Them Hear You there's a famous song called Make Them Hear You from a musical called Ragtime. And my partner, Edward Barua, is going to sing the title song. If you want to get excited about the concert, please go onto YouTube and put in Make Them Hear You from Ragtime, and it will make you go, I can't miss this concert. It's such, and that song is in support of Black Lives Matter. Now, this gig on the 26th has 3 different things we're supporting. One is Black Lives Matter, and they do matter. The second one is support of LGBTQ plus in the community. People need support there. And also positive mental health during COVID-19. I personally lost, as of last night as well, lost another friend. I've lost 4 people. Not to COVID, but during... Well, no, sorry, one acquaintance was due to COVID, but it's been hard dealing with that through this and going through the grieving process. So we want to bring some positive people and say, it's okay not to be okay. And without darkness, there's no light.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know where to go from that.
Well, either I'm trying to speak. Anyway.
Yeah. So actually, this sort of following on from that, this concert is free, I think, and you're asking for donations from those who are able to and would like to, but it is free and is live streamed through the Library Hub.
It is,
so it's available to everybody.
Exactly, and like we know people don't ever exactly have their pockets lined with cash at the moment. We know times are tough. Just if you can spare a pound or 50p or whatever to help us when we get back in the library, just to keep the lights on and to keep that wonderful building going. I mean, it is such a wonderful. I feel like it's the heartbeat of the Triangle, and it's a place where you can run into your friends and come in and have a coffee or something to eat and read a book and study. And some people just come in and sit, and to get away from whatever it is they're experiencing in their life, and that's okay to do that. Yeah. So I really can't wait for it to reopen.
Particularly, actually, since the kind of reorganizing of the front space, and since you opened the cafe and things, it's even more welcoming to come and kind of have a cup of tea and sit, isn't it? It's lovely. I can't wait for it to open again.
Oh, thank you so much. It's called Leaf Cafe. Long live Leaf.
And actually, you do have a Facebook group, don't you? I think for that.
Well, my side is more. Myself and my fiance Edward are cooking and baking vegan things, so we're more on that side of the Leaf Cafe and getting it out there. But there's some stuff out there about it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, fantastic. Just before we go back to June the 26th and the safety side, because I think that's something that would be good to discuss. I just want to say hello to. We've had a few more join us. So I think we've got Emily, Patrick, Mary, Tanya, Andrew, Marcus, Callum, and Gaynell, and we've got a few comments. So Briar said, Danny gets the most amazingly talented people to come to Crystal Palace and sing on their day off. That's fab. And actually several of these guys are from Palace a cappella, so we have a vested interest, obviously, in this. And Gaynell says, hi Danny, lovely to see you, with some emojis and kisses.
Hello, kisses back.
So safety. Safety, yes, go for it.
Right, so it's obviously we're going to follow every single government guideline. We watch it daily, keep an eye on it. There's going to be with this concert about 15 people in a space that holds over 100. So people are going to have their own chair marked out where they can sit, kind of like a home base. We've got the room outside of the venue where they can, if they want to distance themselves more. We've got people who are going to wear their masks. We've got plenty of hand sanitizer. We've got gloves. We've even gone so far as to think about singing, because you got to be careful with singing. So each of our performers are going to get their own little foam microphone mesh thing, which they can put on and off the microphone, just to give them that extra bit of safety. And the people that are coming to sing for us, they're paramount. Their safety is paramount. And it's my job to ensure that they feel safe and that they have a positive experience. So every precaution will be taken. So I feel good about that.
Yeah, fantastic. Do you want to tell us a little bit about who's actually performing?
Oh, I'd love to. Yes. So cool. We have. I call him he'll probably hate this. I call him the poet laureate of Crystal Palace, or the mayor of Crystal Palace. And I saw on Facebook Joe Duggan recite some poetry, and I was just like that watching him. He speaks so eloquently, and the tone of his voice, and he just makes them hear you. You know what I mean? For lack of a better expression. And I asked him if he'd come along and do something that supports the three causes, and he's going to come along. It's funny, I ran into him on the street yesterday, and he goes, "How long do you want?" And I went, 4 or 5 minutes. He went, "Can I do 7?" I went, "Yeah, you can do 7. Please do 7. That's great."
I love that he's got it that precisely down 2 weeks in advance. That's awesome.
He's a pro. So we're lucky to have him. We have West End stars. We have Siobhan Harrison coming. We have Julie Atherton, who's my best friend, adorable, and just one of the most amazing performers. And I mean, she's worth the ticket. Well, not the ticket price, it's free, but she's definitely worth tuning in for. She's just amazing. We got Tanya Mathurin, Joe Napthine. We've got Paul Monahan, who's a very dear friend who I was in Les Mis with. Paul's coming to sing. Paul's also the uncle of the Hollywood star Colin Farrell. So he'll be, if he's watching this, oh, Daniel. But we're quite proud of him, and we're so glad he's coming. And our show will be emceed by this fantastic duo, which are Callum Patrick Hughes and David Chopland, who are the writers of a musical called Into Thin Air. And a young lady called Emma Hoey will be debuting the song which we spoke about before, Family You Choose. So we're really excited about that.
And actually, can I just give a particular shout out to some of those guys who are actually watching us right now?
Are they?
So thank you guys. I think Tanya and Callum, I think you mentioned, and there may be more, but I can't see the full list at the moment. So thanks, guys.
I want names. We also have a local actor called Alvaro Flores. Sorry, Alvaro. a Mexican actor who was the star of Gaddafi's Cook, which debuted at the library last year. We have a comedian called Rowan McCloskey coming to do some comedy to lift our spirits. We have a full band, but my musical director is the wonderfully talented Simona Budd. She's my right hand now. She does everything. We do everything together musically. And we have Gareth Hughes on guitar. We have Josh Carpenter on percussion, and Gareth Hughes is actually going to do a solo on his guitar called Breathe, which I think is very, very apt for COVID-19 because you breathe, and that's what people have been struggling to do. So we're very happy to have that. And we have our very own Chris Neave from the library, the manager, and his band Innocent Gun are coming to do 2 songs, and they've actually written a song for the concert. So I mean, there's tune in. It's going to be so much fun.
And you have us as well. Just saying.
Yeah, I was getting to that because you can tell it. And the show will close with. I won't give away the song. We'll keep that to ourselves.
Sure.
I'm particularly excited about this, and we have Palace Acapella Choir coming to sing us home and finish the concert. So thank you so much for being a part of that. That's really going to be the icing on the cake.
It's our absolute pleasure. And actually, I'm not sure if I told you this, but it's given us the opportunity to discover which of our choir members also play instruments. So we're actually using our own band of people who are either mostly in the choir or connected. So we have one partner of a choir member, and we have my colleague James, who has done workshops with us, who kind of coordinated the band. And then we've got 4 of our own choir members who are actually playing as well as hopefully singing. So it's been so special. They did the band track first, and we've been rehearsing the choir and improvising, learning to improvise harmonies and kind of make that a group decision. So it's been a real, things that we hadn't done before. We've had the opportunity to try new ways of doing things, and it's made it so personal and so special. So
that's so nice to hear as well. I mean, I really can't wait to see together what we can do at a performance someday, very, very soon. A live performance.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I hope we can do that at some point soon. Tell us about other kind of things that are going on and future plans, because I know you've got some.
Listen, I am really, really excited about a couple of things. I'll start with Finding Wonderland. Finding Wonderland is a concert devised by myself and my MD, Simona Budd. Hi, Simona. Love you. We're going to be doing a concert for children and people who are children at heart. So basically for anybody, called Finding Wonderland. And it's going to be a concert that's going to have songs from Frozen, Beauty and the Beast, The Lion King, Mary Poppins, Aladdin, Enchanted, Mulan, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And I've got all the West End people coming to sing these songs. So the people that actually would play these roles are coming to sing them for kids. And a shout out to Galina Wren, who's with us, we have a green screen. We're going to have some visuals behind and a tree perhaps. And the actors are going to dress up a little bit like the characters. Not full costume. Don't expect, the Beast to come on for Beauty and the Beast, but they're going to have kids in the costume. And it's going to be great. And that's going to be on Sunday, August the 30th at 6 p.m. That's also free. We do ask for a suggested donation again. But so that's really exciting. And the most exciting of them all is that from Monday the 27th for 2 weeks, Monday through Thursday, both weeks, we're doing a West End Children's theater camp at the library for the first time. And it is going to concentrate on 2 children's classical musicals, which are Annie and Oliver. And some of the activities that are going to happen are we'll do costume making, where they get to make their own smocks and things like that. There'll be scene and script work. All children in the workshop will have speaking lines. There'll be equal parts. There'll be movement and staging to It's a Hard Knock Life. Now, we can't sing because we're following government guidelines, but the kids will wear their costumes and will learn choreography to It's a Hard Knock Life, but we'll play the soundtrack, and then that way the kids aren't singing, so we'll have the singing for them. Also work on Food Glorious Food. So it's going to be great. The kids are going to bring a scrubbing brush and a bucket, and they're going to learn all the choreography for It's a Hard Knock Life for us. It's going to be great.
Are they going to clean the library hub at the same time while they're there? They could clean the library hub while they're there.
This is part of our evil plan. No, just kidding. But it's going to be great. And there's going to be, at the end of the week, they're going to get a certificate of achievement. And we're hoping, now this isn't, we haven't really discussed this, it's just an idea that maybe invite the parents to watch on Zoom or to email them a little video with their permission of their kids performing it, so they get to see what they've been up to all week. Awesome. There's other activities. There's going to be coloring. We have coloring from the shows, like Simona's got these wonderful coloring books of like Annie and Sandy that they get to color and take home, and things like that. And there'll be games to play. And during their lunch breaks over the 4 days, the first, yes, wait for it, on their lunch break, they get to watch Annie over 2 days and all over 2 days. So we also educate them on the original films. And you know, it's funny because we're in a generation now where people say, what's Friends? And I'm like, how could you not know what Friends is? So I love when you can teach or invite people to see things from the past that they may miss out on. So they're going to get to see these wonderful classics. So yeah.
Is it 2 separate weeks? Is it a 2 week?
Yeah, it's 2 separate weeks. So we touch on Annie for a couple of days and Oliver for a couple of days. Okay. And then do like a combined performance at the end. It will all be socially distanced. There's only a certain amount of places because we have to be safe. But yes, we're very, very excited about it. And I have to say, I've spoken to Emily, one of the directors of the Hub, and our view is to test this out and to perhaps next year or sometime in the near future to actually get the rights to perform the entire show for the band.
Amazing.
West End people playing the adult roles and have kids be involved and have costumes and props and lights. So that's something that something we would love to do. Obviously, our hands are tied at the moment, but this gives us a taste of what it will be like and to see what talent we have in the community. And hopefully, I mean, the main thing about attending this West End summer camp is to build their confidence. I mean, I've worked with kids before, and it's amazing and so rewarding when a kid comes in and they can barely say their name, and at the end they're singing, "Thus I'll come out." You know what I mean? Like they're just like, it's like this flower that just blooms. So we're looking forward to it, Simona and I, and we can't wait.
Yeah. Oh, sounds absolutely brilliant. And as you said, there's going to be limited places because of safety. So there's a few places left. Anybody who's watching, if you're interested, jump on it sooner rather than later.
Yeah, because tickets are going really fast. I think to be honest, I think we have about 20 places left. Okay. So yeah, over the 2 weeks. So you have to keep the numbers for social distancing, and the same will apply to the kids. They'll have their own chair with a home base taped out on the floor where they can go feel safe. And you know, it's all going to be great.
Yeah, fab, awesome. So we're coming to the end of our time. So
I was having fun.
Good.
Can I say
that's the plan? Say again, sorry.
Can I say a couple things?
Yes, please do. I
just want to say real quick. I want to thank you and to Ren for the wonderful things you guys have been doing, this live streaming. I mean, it's absolutely wonderful what you guys are doing. So thank you so much. And I'm sure I can speak on behalf of the community and say it's great to tune in and watch, and just really well done.
Oh,
and just say you're welcome. I mean, thank you. And just say that I've seen single-handedly Emily, Jewel, Margaret, Ajay, Chris, Neve working to themselves to the bone at the library. I mean, lockdown has meant people don't work, and these people don't have that. They've worked tirelessly working on funding and applications and planning and how we can reopen, and just really take my hats off to those 3 people. So thank you very much, Emily, Margaret, and Chris. They're amazing and wonderful people to work for and to work with. So thank you, guys.
Absolutely. I think the last thing really from my point of view is just to remind people of the date and time of the concert and how they tune in. So make them hear you.
Make them hear you. Sunday, the 26th of this month, 6 p.m. I think just go on and like the Library Hub page. If you like it in advance, I think you'll get a notification. And like I said, if you have a couple pennies to throw at us, that would be wonderful. And don't throw at us, but And yeah, we hope to see you there. And like I said, please, if you have a spare moment and you are interested whatsoever in this concert, go onto YouTube, type in "Make Them Hear You," and listen to that man sing this beautiful song. And my fiance Edward's going to sing it, and I mean, we know that that's very exciting. He's just going to sing his face off, so we're really excited about it.
Oh, I can't wait.
Me too.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. So thank you for including us in it.
Welcome. We're delighted.
Thank you for doing it, and thank you for coming to chat to us about it. It's great to hear all about it from you. So
can I just say one more thing?
And then
just about the Daniel Stockton Productions, the West End of the Library concert. We don't know where the next one's going to be. We're hoping to do one in the autumn or December for Christmas. If not, we're going nowhere. We'll be back next year. So watch this space.
One way or another, we will be back.
We'll be back.
The message.
I'll be
Brilliant.
back.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Just before we finish, I'm going to just sideline quickly into a couple of other things that relate to the Library Hub. So as Daniel said, we have all been working very hard. There's some very exciting stuff in the pipeline. There's also our All Alone Together oral history project, which you may well have seen. If you haven't, please do get involved. We're trying to reach as many people as we can in the community. There's lots of different strands to the project, but the first and the kind of the basis of it all is the research. And there's two ways you can get involved in this. One is to fill in the very, very short survey that is on the Upper Norwood Library Hub webpage. And I'm sure the link will has already appeared in the Facebook feed. That's great. And the other thing we're doing is longer interviews, which I'm actually doing. If you're interested in this, I'd love to chat to you. And this is all about research for the Library Hub, funded by the Arts Council, to look at what we can do going forward, maybe gaps in services, ways that we can help rebuild as we come out of lockdown. The interviews with me are partly about research, but they're also about creating an oral history, so a kind of audio time capsule. So short sections of the interviews will be publicly available in some form. And I just think it's going to be so amazing to be able to listen to our community telling about their experiences in their own voices and their own words. But in order to do that, we need you. We need you guys to come forward and agree to do it. So I think I've interviewed about 20 people so far, which is amazing. And it's been an incredible experience. We'd love way more. We're looking for a minimum of kind of 100 surveys and 60 interviews. So if this is at all of interest, please do jump on the survey. There's an option to tick to say you're willing to be interviewed. If you want to be interviewed, don't want to fill in the survey, give us a shout. We'll see what we can do. Yeah, please just get involved, spread the word. I think that's it. Daniel's holding up a poster. You'll have to make some noise for people to see it.
Make them hear you.
Indeed. That's appropriate. So let us hear you. Actually, I'm going to say, for the All Alone Together. So there's a nice connection anyway. I'll be back next week with the Library Live Lunch. We've got another exciting week. Please do tune in for that. Have a look at the rest of the live stream program. There's loads of exciting stuff going on. It changes all the time. It's always very varied. And we have the consistent things like yoga and meditation, singing, and all sorts of things. Stories for kids, running with Chris, cross stitch with Alice. There's all sorts of things. So please do check it out. And in the meantime, have a lovely weekend. Enjoy the sunshine and the heat, because today is suddenly gone hot again. So enjoy that. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Bye.